The lender you choose in Central New York could be the difference between getting your dream home and watching somebody else move into it. In this video, we're going over the 5 biggest mistakes CNY buyers make when choosing a lender, and why the big bank you've been banking with your whole life might actually be working against you in this market. I'm Tyler Marshall, a real estate agent here in Central New York and the host of Living in Central New York, where I give buyers the honest, ground level information they need to make smart decisions before they ever write an offer. Let's start with the mistakes almost every buyer makes first, and that's assuming the lowest advertised rate automatically wins. Big banks and online lenders are really good at marketing. They put low teaser rates in front of you and it feels like a no-brainer. But in CNY, the rate rarely tells the full story. What they don't lead with are the fees, the points, and the processing costs that often come attached. And once you factor in Onondaga County property taxes and the actual APR on your loan, local lenders frequently come out ahead on total costs. The question most buyers never think to ask their lender is, what is the rate actually going to cost me when you factor in everything? Not just the monthly payment, the full picture. That's where the comparison shifts. And that's where a lot of buyers realize the familiar national brand wasn't actually the better deal. And that takes us to mistake number 2. And this one has cost buyers real houses in Central New York, assuming that closing speed doesn't matter here. It matters enormously. In North Syracuse, homes are moving in 7 to 13 days. Cicero is close behind. Baldwinsville averages around 25 days. When you're in a multiple offer situation, which is the reality of these suburbs, your ability to close fast is part of your offer. Big banks route decisions through out-of-state underwriting terms, and 45 to 60-day timelines are common. Local lenders decide locally. They can close in 30 days or sometimes even less. In a competitive offer situation, that difference is often what a seller's agent points to when they're advising their client which offer to take. And there's a CNY specific wrinkle nobody from out of state thinks about. What happens if your closing gets delayed into heavy lake effect snow season? Moving logistics, final walkthroughs, scheduling. Winters here add friction that a slow lender makes worse. Speed is not a luxury in this market. It's a competitive advantage. If you're planning a move to Central New York, I put together a free resource for you. It's called the Central New York Master Relocation Guide. Inside includes information on major suburbs and current market data, school districts, and what each community is actually built for. You can download it using the link in the description. It's totally free, no strings attached. Now getting into mistake number 3, using a lender who has never worked a deal in Central New York. Big banks treat every market like it's the same market. It isn't. Local lenders know how appraisers here value lake proximity homes in Baldwinsville differently than a cookie cutter colonial in Clay. They know that property tax rates in the Cicero area run around 2.6% and how that factors into your real debt to income when the underwriter looks at your file. They understand how micron area growth is affecting buyer competition right now and how to structure an offer that sellers and their agents take seriously. There's a reason experienced listing agents here pay attention to which lender is on the pre-approval letter. A local name with a strong reputation signals to a seller that the deal is going to close, and that signal has real weight in a tight inventory market. Mistake number 4 is one that frustrates buyers more than anything else in the process, and that's expecting personalized service from a call center. With a big bank, you might talk to 3 different loan officers across the life of your transaction. Hold times are real. Questions go unanswered over weekends. And something always comes up in a real estate transaction. You're leaving a message and waiting. Local lenders answer their phones. They work evenings. They work weekends. They know your file because they built it with you. Here's a real CNY scenario. You're at a dinner on a Saturday night. Your agent sends you a house that just hit the market in Fayetteville-Manlius. And it's exactly what you've been looking for. You want to move on it Sunday morning. Who's who's going to be reachable and ready to move fast for you? That's not a small thing. In this market, that call on Saturday night could be the difference. Mistake number 5, and this one hits hard for a specific type of buyer that's moving to Central New York. Remote workers, self-employed professionals, people with gig income or non-traditional income structures. This profile makes up a growing share of CNY relocators, people who can work from anywhere and have chosen this market for quality of life and value. Big banks hammer these buyers. Strict overlays, rigid debt-to-income guidelines, and underwriting terms that have no flexibility when the income doesn't fit a clean W-2 box. Local lenders are generally more flexible on credit nuances, on recent relocation situations, and on the kind of income that's increasingly common in 2026. The question these buyers never know to ask is, how is this lender going to handle my situation specifically? Not the average buyer's situation. Ask it directly. A local lender who knows CNY will give you a real answer. Here's the honest bottom line on local versus big bank. Big banks have a familiar name, sometimes a competitive advertised rate, and they can work fine in straightforward situations with no time pressure. Local lenders bring faster closings, deeper CNY market knowledge, better communication from start to finish, and more often than not, a lower total cost once you look at the full picture. In today's CNY market, tight inventory, competitive suburbs, and a buyer pool that's growing with the Micron effect, the wrong lender choice can cost you the house you wanted, or thousands of dollars you didn't expect to spend. That's not a hypothetical. I've seen it happen. If you have any questions on the home buying process, reach out to me directly. My contact information can be found below.